All right, guys, let's talk about some low-vis stuff. Hey guys, it's Jeremiah with Teardown Systems, and today we're going to be talking about some low-vis stuff. Some of our products, some of other people's product, but just kind of want to talk about the ideas behind some low-vis stuff and why you would want to run it, as well as it helps kind of explain some of the products we currently have to offer. So first things first, I think we all, at least getting into this, have thought about low-vis, what it means to have a slick plate carrier, what it means to carry stuff for either an active shooter, any kind of situation that you can think of. We've thought about, like, hey, what do I put in my go bag? What do I keep at home? What do I keep in my car? What is it that I might need in any current situation? And so we have a few things here, but I do want to talk about how maybe for the new people listening to our video, that might just be getting into this. There's kind of a progression we all go through. We start with conceal carry, then we're like, hey, maybe I want to carry an extra mag on me, or I want to carry an extra tourniquet on me. And so you end up, like, this is kind of where we all start out. We all start out in that basic place of, like, where we're always carrying a little bit more. And then you might want to up it to some other things, like extra medical in your back pocket, stuff like that, where you end up starting here and then you kind of work to other things. Some of it is because part of it's a hobby. We love gear. We love to play around with all that stuff. But other things are we notice a need in a different direction, maybe to carry more, depending on whether it's active shooters, whether possible terror plots, anything like that. We're civilians. We can be equipped here in the U.S., and that's a beautiful thing, so might as well be. Especially with riots and stuff like that. That's when I kind of took the plunge, and where I saw a lot of friends and family take the plunge into armor and such. So right here in this bag is any given thing you might see in my vehicle, in my house, ready to go. So we're going to kind of start here in this bag. And so first thing you're going to see is our ReadyRig adapter. And our ReadyRig adapter is a product we came out with for the ReadyRig. And as you can see, it is loaded to the T. And you might ask, well, why? So we'll go over here and open this bag and pull out the ReadyRig. So I tend to have my ReadyRig ready to go at any given time. This is how I like to have it set up right here. So I have 3 magazines, a knife. Normally I have my lockpick case on my body at all times, but you just never know if you're going to need to be able to gain entry into a place that you otherwise might not be able to. I have a multi-tool, and then I have a flashlight and a radio, and then something to cover my face if need be. But that's kind of where I'm at with this. You might be like, hey, why aren't there any pistol mags on here? And that's because I always carry a extended mag on me or in my Glock. And so I'll have that, and as you can see in the ReadyRig adapter, I have another magazine right there ready to go, as well as a flashbang. And this is an entire IFAK filled to the brim with a bunch of medical. And you might be like, well, what's up with these tourniquets? Why is there just so much on here? And that's because depending on your situation, right, this is basically to take this ReadyRig from something that might not carry as much as you need. Like, this might be just for a quick reaction to maybe one person, but say that threat becomes a little bit more extensive, where you're already hearing about a lot of casualties, you're able to take this and immediately rip this off and slap this on. And this slaps on, secures, and then you throw it on. And now you go from something that carries very low vis, a much lower profile stuff, to slightly more overt, but still just a little bit more than just all this stuff here we have. So in my thought process here is that this is good if I need to throw a hoodie over it and I need to stay a little bit more low vis. This is if the situation gets a little bit more than I was anticipating, and I'm able to get that information ahead of time. So we have this. The nice thing is you don't have to have it as loaded up as much, or you can load it up even more. So this is kind of this stays with me at all times. It's in my vehicle at all times, and the main reason for that is you just never know what you're going to run into, and I always have my rifle on me at all times. Very little do I now think that I want to be in a situation where I don't have my rifle, so I do have that in my vehicle at all times. Now, say depending on more low vis stuff, depending on say riots. So in our location, we had riots in our main city. At the time, I was working in that city, and my fiance, now wife, was working about 10 miles from that location, as I could see cop cars burning from the window of the job I was working at. And at that time was my realization, I'm like, if I have to drive through all this stuff while people are shooting guns, getting crazy, I'm going to want something that is going to allow me to protect myself while I'm driving, and give me more armor. So I immediately went out and got an AC1, which, as you can see right here, this is my original AC1. I wore this since they released, day one, and this thing has been through just about everything. I used it as a Averic carrier, as a slick carrier, but mainly as a slick carrier. And now that T-Rex Arms has the AC0, I've switched over to this. And so this is what I keep in my vehicle at all times. Being in a vehicle in dangerous situations is like being in a tin can. You're a prime target, and you're in a much more vulnerable position. So this is how I have started to keep things with me in the vehicle. And not only that, but I tend to keep a second one for my wife or for whoever might be with me, because I want them to be protected as well. You just never know. After watching a father get shot at on live television inside his car because he turned down the wrong street, that was my little wake-up call. So yeah, but as you can see here, this slick carrier has our Wingman system on it. So our Wingman system is for low-vis carriers. It's meant for elastic cummerbunds, so you can still mount side armor and possibly a radio pouch, but mainly side armor, and give you that ability to have that side armor in a low-vis scenario, or one where you don't want to draw too much attention but still have adequate protection. The mindset here is you're in a vehicle, you still want some side protection. You're more than likely going to be getting shot from the side, especially because most people come to the side of your car when confronting you, not the front. So for the most part, we wanted to be able to have side armor with our elastic cummerbunds while still being very low vis. So you can still throw this on and have a jacket and throw it under, and it'll be just as low vis as if it was just your front and rear plates. So right there, that's kind of the setup we have for this slick carrier. Now, all of this stuff is important to an extent, but remember one thing: keep training with your pistol. Never forget where you came from, where most of us came from, which is concealed carrying every day, being dedicated to that, being proficient in it, because that is your first line of defense when you're out and about. This is going to take time to get on. It's going to take time to get together, and this is if you have information ahead of time. So your first reaction is always going to be to grab your concealed pistol, make sure you're training with that, don't forget where you came from, but always have better tools that you can reach for that are going to make you more capable make you last longer in the fight, and keep those around you safe. So with how things are going in this current stage, I don't want to fearmonger or anything like that, but always remember that you want to train with this stuff. You want to practice with different clothes, make sure you're trying different things on, making sure it actually is low vis, and making sure everything functions. You know, not everybody is going to be having their binos and stuff inside their car. I don't always keep these in my vehicle. I might if I know I'm going somewhere that it's going to be dark, and who knows, maybe the tensions are a little bit higher. Yeah, I might bring those. But for the most part, like, that stuff is not in my vehicle. I have my rifle, I have my armor, and I have my immediate response kit with me. This is what I consider bare minimum. I'm not looking for a massive go bag. If this doesn't get me where I need to be or get me to where I need to get to safely, there's a problem. So for the most part, we just wanted to show off kind of what we've been running, what's worked for us for a multitude of years, and how things like the ReadyRig adapter and the Wingman system can improve different things, improve your capability and capacity. So yeah. Anyways, train hard, serve others, tear down systems.